What's up, everybody? Alex here with a fresh cup of coffee. Today we're going to be taking a look at an incredible feat that the New York Giants went for in a July 1954 game on their way to completing their championship season. But before we get to that, I really want to share this recent pickup. It's an exhibits team card of, yeah, you guessed it, the 54 Giants. I've got it here alongside my 54 Giants team signed baseball, and I feel like it's a really key addition to my 1950s New York City baseball collection. I want to make sure to thank Scott from Stukes Baseball Cards and Curiosities. I asked Scott a couple questions about this card. He's our card community's resident exhibits expert, so you should definitely make plans to head over to his channel where you're going to see some really unique cards and memorabilia. I'll leave a link to it below. So Scott told me that the team cards would be made for only 1 year, which makes sense, as opposed to the player cards, which could be reprinted for several years at a time. Love these exhibit cards. As you can see at the bottom of the card, the Giants had won the National League pennant at the time of this printing, and were on their way to facing the Cleveland Indians in the '54 series. They'd go on to win that and bring home their only championship to the city before moving on to San Francisco. It's so fun to look over this card and see Willie Mays, Monty Irvin, Whitey Lockman, Don Mueller, Sal the Barber, Dusty Rhodes, and all the guys that were on their way to making history that year. I was doing some searching around about the 54 Giants, and I came across this Sabre article by Mike Huber that I think contained a really amazing piece of baseball trivia. Willie Mays and Don Mueller in particular are right at the center of it. It was July 11th, and the Giants were facing the Pirates in a doubleheader at the Polo Grounds. Baseball was at its midway point in the season, with the All-Star Game looming right after the day's matchup. The Giants had just won 24 out of 28 games in June to complete one of the best months in baseball history, on their way to snagging the pennant and eventually the World Series that year. Offensively, they were helped along by two players, Willie Mays and Don Mueller, who, along with Duke Snider, were all vying for the batting title in '54. In that first game against the Pirates, the barrage began right away. Mueller had quite a day at the plate. He smashed a double in the first, a triple in the third, a single in the fifth, and a homer, his first of the year, in the seventh. So there it was, a cycle. Mueller had it, along with 4 runs batted in. As it turns out, Mays was up to something as well. He knocked a single in the third, a homer in the fourth, and a double in the fifth. So Mueller and Mays were on the verge of doing something that has never been done in the majors before. 2 cycles in the same game. For Mays, only a triple, the hardest hit to get, was left. This was Willie Mays, though. A triple was not out of the question. A ball hit anywhere in the expansive Polo Grounds could send him off to the races. Mays stepped to the plate in the bottom of the 8th and swung away. He torched the ball into center, but the Pirates fielder, Frank Thomas, was able to run it down and make the catch. So, close, but no cigar. The final score that day was the Giants 13 and the Pirates 7. Incidentally, the Pirates won the second game 5-1. Mays went hitless in that game, and Mueller got 2 singles. Mueller had become the first player to hit for the cycle since Larry Doby did it in 1952 against the Red Sox, and it wouldn't be done again until 1957 when Lee Walls of the Cubs did it against the Reds at Wrigley Field. To this day, there has never been a game with 2 completed cycles in the majors. By the end of the year, Mays would edge out Snider, Mueller, and the rest of the National League to win the batting title with a .345 average. So in the end, Willie missed out on a bit of history with his teammate Don Mueller, but the batting title, MVP award, pennant, and World Series would more than make up for it. Alright, that's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope to hear from you in the comments. More cups of coffee are just a click away. You can find them in the description below. Take care, and I'll talk to y'all soon.